Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel today. Now today I'm basically going to speak about something that was put in the comments recently in one of my videos after the Trump election win. Okay, because one particular person commented and said, but I never said anything about Trump and NATO. And he was correct. I never said anything, completely slipped my mind, didn't really think about it. But obviously that particular video at the time when I created it was basically about, would Trump be good for the rest of the world? With everything that's going on in the world at the moment, we have the war in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine is primary points. Okay, and then what's going on in the Middle East with Israel being put in a position where they're having to take on everybody. And if you speak to a lot of people would say that as much as you can't predict the future, but with Trump's actions of the past, one, he's going to go after Putin, so to speak, okay, to try and stop it, because he's not going to be wanting to send any money over to Ukraine or send weapons or anything like that. No different to when he was in a rush to get America out of Afghanistan at the end of the day. And I would suggest he's probably, because he's always been fond of Israel, he's going to try and support Israel in the battle in the Middle East. Now, I could be proven wrong. But it then brings you on to the other subject, which is NATO. Okay, so what is Trump's problem with NATO? Well, as NATO as an object, okay, he doesn't actually really have a problem with it. What he has a problem with is the members of NATO. So, for instance, the UK and lots of other countries, because if nobody actually knows, how is NATO funded? Now, every country pays so much money. And unfortunately for the United States, approximately, well, it's been alleged, but 3/4 of their budget is provided by the United States of America. And Trump believes that's unfair, that with all the states that are within NATO, that gets all the perks and everything that comes with it, the protection, all of that kind of stuff. Why is it the United States should have to pay 3/4 of the budget? So they're obviously paying way more than any other country. And that's Trump's number one problem. And I would suggest he's probably going to bring this up very soon. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't. Now, obviously, he has threatened to leave NATO. Is it liable that he would, or is it more of like a threat, hoping that the other states will increase how much they're actually paying? I would suggest it's more of a case of it. I don't think he'd be naive enough to leave NATO, because obviously it's in their benefit to be a part of it. What I would suggest is the case that a lot of the NATO states are going to end up having to pay more money, because looking at fundamentally, is it right that America are paying all that money and the likes of the UK? We're not. Yes, the UK is struggling. Okay, and I don't want to go down a party political route. The government are raising taxes, taking winter fuel allowance from people. So there is that argument to it. But when they're increasing the budget for the armed forces, which they have done in the last budget, there is an argument the likes of the UK and other countries could pay more money into it. Is it liable to happen? I'm not so sure. So what is liable to happen? As an honest answer, I honestly don't know. I can see that it's going to become a very interesting subject over the next few months, maybe the next year or two, because I would personally suggest something, it is going to be a big stumbling block and talking point over the next few years, of Trump basically trying to push for other countries to increase their budget, whether that's so America can decrease the amount of money that they're actually spending, or they keep it the same, and other states are just going to have to start putting their hands in their pockets. So like I did say just now, time will tell. We will see what is going to happen in the due course. So obviously the guy that did make the comment, I hope this does answer your question. But for now, thanks for listening to me rambling along about NATO, because it is a bit of an awkward one. What is going to happen, because obviously Trump hasn't been in power for 4 years, and he isn't going to be in power. I think he gets inaugurated in January, so there is a bit of time. But like I did say, time will tell, and we'll see what happens. So obviously, thanks for listening, everybody. Anybody that is new to the channel, if you could please subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it, because it does help us put out more and more content. If there is something you'd like me to, give my personal opinion on, or is a subject you want us to do something on, just put a comment down below, and if I spot it, I will do it. Okay, just like the guy that put the comment about Trump and NATO. So for now, thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.